Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the JB Font Show. My name is James Fauntleroy. I am your host. It's so good to see all of you here on this Tuesday morning. It is July 5th, 2022. Just to let you guys know that the JB Font Show is available on all major podcast platforms like Anchor, Apple, Spotify, and Google Podcasts, so you can subscribe to me there. Also, I'm part of the Revolutionary Blackout Network. You can find me on the JB Show on Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on RBN, as well as RBN Live on Tuesdays at 4, and the Sebby and JB Show on Thursdays at 6. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And if you are new to the channel, please make sure to smash that subscribe button. It helps out with the algorithm very much. And also, please click the link bell just to let you know whenever I do go live. I really deeply appreciate it. Shout out to all my patrons on Patreon, as well as Coffee. Without you guys, then I would not have the lights on. So I deeply appreciate you all as well. This is a privilege to be able to come basically, on a daily basis to you live and talk about these different topics. And I appreciate that you have such faith in me. So it's deeply humbling. Thank you very much. I just want to say hello to everybody that's in the chat. I'm a little somber today because of the subject, but I still want to try to invoke a little bit of joy before I get into the top story today. And the primary story, there's only really one story that I'm talking about today. And, while the corporate media talks about this in a different way, and they're focusing on one half of this story, I'm focusing on both halves in order to really bring out the discrepancies that we face in this nation, day in and day out. And so it needs to be talked about. First, tea break. Okay. So we have CBC voter in here. Good to see you, CBC. Nice to see you. SG in here. Please make sure to give this video a like. Thank you so much. Lexa is in here. Good to see you. Nice to have you also in here. We have Krona also joining us. Thank you so much. It was a gift from my brother. Thank him, because haircuts are way too expensive in these days. So I honestly just had to. He was like, "Yeah, you need a haircut. I'm paying for it." I'm like, "Okay, thank you." So I really wanted it and needed it. Angela is in here. Thank you so much to be here. Thank you so much for being here. So good to see you, Angela. Baba Yaga Forest Dwellers in the house says it would be nice to see cops who actually have a heart stand against the white supremacy terrorists in their departments. Imagine if they did that. Amen, Baba. Amen. All right. Colin is also in the chat. Yes, I am sipping that tea. How much are haircuts in Orlando? They're between $25 and $35 now. And it's up from $12 in 2019. That's how much it is. I'm thinking maybe I should just go bald. Who knows? It's expensive now. AG is also here in the house. So good to see you. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, just making sure, because I think I have a guest coming in to talk about this as well. This person is trying to get their self situated when they come in. Then I will make sure to introduce, and then we can talk about what's going on in Ohio at a little bit more depth. So it's good to see all of you here. This is a somber story to talk about. If you guys noticed from the thumbnail of this video, you guys saw pictures of two different men. These two men, the first one, his name is Jayland Walker. Jalen Walker was murdered by police in Akron, Ohio, within the last couple weeks. And then you also have, I'm going to mess up his last name. Not really that big of a deal. But Bobby Crimo. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. Bobby Crimo, basically Bobby Crimo the third. But these two men encountered police, and both had two completely different experiences with police. while one was experiencing police, one was unarmed, and the other, while experiencing police, had killed 6 people. Guess which one is still alive? You guys know what we've been doing here. You guys know, whether it's on this channel or whether it's on RBN, we know exactly what the outcome is. You guys know. We've spoke about it at length many, many times. Unfortunately, because of the issues surrounding Bobby Crimo the third, Crimo, I'll say Crimo, but uh, the issues surrounding Bobby Crimo the third is involved in a mass shooting that is eclipsing what the occupational military force that we have in our country, also known as the police, has done to Jayland Walker. So, what happened? Well, let me share my screen. So, Jalen Walker was a black man, 25 years old. Um, no, I do not want to allow ads. Um, and so they and it was supposed to be at a traffic stop. So I'll let the media explain. It says police killed Jayland Walker, a black man in Ohio, by shooting him dozens of times as he ran from officers. I love how they say dozens of times. It doesn't show the magnitude of how many times. It's like, well, dozens of times. It sounds a little bit more easy to say for them. It sounds a little bit more sanitized. 60 times. So they shot 90 bullets, and 60 of those bullets hit him dozens of times. 60 bullets riddle his body. You see, citing a review of police footage due to made public on Sunday. I saw the police footage, by the way. I actually have the link to it. It says, in comments published on Saturday by the Akron Beacon Journal, attorney Bobby DiCello described the video as brutal and said Walker's relatives worry protests this weekend can turn violent. The shooting was the latest in a string of killings of black men by police in the United States. So it says Akron police, oh gosh, have said Walker fired a gun at officers who were pursuing him. They plan to release their body cam footage following a news conference on Sunday, hours before protest march is scheduled. Officers have said the incident began when officers tried to stop Walker for a traffic violation. While he was driving early Monday morning, Walker fled, according to the Akron Police Department, which said officers reported a gun being fired from the suspect vehicle. After several minutes, Walker exited his vehicle and ran while officers chased him on foot and fired at him, saying he presented a quote unquote deadly threat. And the police department said in a statement on Tuesday. So, rule number one in dealing with the police, especially when things like this happen. Rule number one, especially if you're black, never, ever, 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 ever trust exactly what the police tell you. Because remember what happened with Uvalde and the shooting there at Robb Elementary? The police lied. They lied. That being said, am I going to take the police at their word in this situation? Nope. Because they lied too. also, I didn't see any body cam footage of them trying to actually stop him. So, with that being said, I want to introduce my guest. Kay is in here and in Akron, Ohio. So today, thank you so much for joining me to be able to discuss this subject. How are you doing today?
I mean, I'm all right given the circumstances.
Understood. And thank you for coming on the show. And in very short notice, I deeply appreciate you doing that for me. So we're talking about the shooting of Jayland Walker, which is not really being covered on, corporate media as much. They're talking about the Highland Park shooting rather instead because that's it's more favorable news to them, I guess. Um, so as far as what's going on um, in Akron with the police with Jalen Walker, um, from what you've heard on the ground there, can you give us a bit of a timeline on what you understood what happened from there?
I mean, as I understand it, they attempted to stop him on the north side of Akron. I mean,
Hmm.
which the city isn't very big at all.
Yeah.
Um, from there, the story goes, he tried to get on Route 8, which is one of our
Hmm.
main freeways out here. Um, and I guess they pursued him down over to the east side. And
Hmm.
I guess the pursuit ended in front of the Bridgestone building, um, which we all
Hmm.
witnessed on the body cam. Um, and as they tell it, he supposedly shot a gun at them, shot from the car as he got onto the freeway on
Hmm.
on Route 8. Um, I mean, I didn't see that. I didn't see muzzle flash.
Hmm.
I didn't see that. Nobody sees
Hmm.
that. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, we've all seen the footage. I mean, I,
Yeah.
that's the
I
story.
saw him.
That's the only story. There were really no family members or anybody else in contact. The only narrative we have is what we seen on the video and
Hmm.
story that they've given to the public.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Mhm. Yeah. So, just like what Serve the People just said, that as far as the video footage from the ground, they said that there was a flash that you could see that he was shooting at police. Number one thing I noticed was that the window was up. Okay. So the window was up when he was driving. The window was still up when he was stopped as the car was rolling. So
mhm.
therefore, if he shot, he would have had to roll down the window and then stick his arm out to shoot at police, which we didn't see, by the way. Also, on top of that, if he shot through the window, then the window would have been broken up.
Right.
But that wasn't also the case either. I didn't see that. Okay. On top of all that, okay, they said that he had a gun. I don't care if he had a gun. Who cares? Like, it doesn't matter. The thing is that, and what I'm juxtaposing this is that the Highland Park shooter, the guy that actually did a mass shooting yesterday and killed 6 people, was taken into custody after shooting people, and he was taken into custody peacefully.
I mean, it's the most disgusting part is just the fact. It seems to me it's just the fear of the black body. Period. The
Yeah.
fact that after all of this happened, after they shot him 60 plus times,
Hmm.
fired 90 plus rounds, they
Hmm.
still put handcuffs on his dead body as if he was going to somehow magically get up and do what? Do what? Like the the handcuffed body is, and this is coming from the coroner, and this is coming from the article released by the Beacon.
Hmm.
That just shows you the type of fear and the way that they dehumanize us, like we're not people. We're
Yes.
not people to them. We're
Yes.
some type of beast to be feared, some type of animal.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow when they encounter us, all logic, all humanity, any type of protocol training, everything just goes out of the window. And
Yes.
and somehow we just cause this fight or flight type of reaction, and people who are clearly armed and clearly trained and supposed to protect. But whenever you deal with a black person, everything goes out the window. You just become some helpless, fearful
Mm-hmm.
child. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's just disgusting that this shit continues to happen to us over and over again, over and over again.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
I mean,
Well, yeah. I just want to give people the image of who they shot and killed. If anybody does not know, I want to show you who Jayland Walker was. And this was a young man. This was Jayland Walker, 25 years old. And he was murdered by the police. And he was murdered because he was running. Now, I do have the link to the uh, the body cam footage of the shooting. It is very brutal, so I'm not going to show it here. I can link it to you, but trigger warnings to anybody that this may easily disturb. This is very disturbing footage, but just to let you know that it clearly shows. So and to see him, you can see that he was in fear because in the video, as the car slows down, he starts to get out of the passenger side, right, to run, but he sees cops on the other side, so he goes back into the car, runs out the passenger side, and flees. By that point, you know that the person most likely is unarmed, right? By that point, if somebody is running away, really what left is there to do? Like, you don't need to shoot the person. You guys got helicopter. You guys got so much money poured into the police department to the point where y'all can take a helicopter, follow him to his home, and then bang, 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 knock on the door and apprehend him if you need to. But instead, you riddle his body with 60 bullets to the point where the police had to say stop in the video. And this is what they do to us every single time. And then you get the same people who go, well, he was no angel. I don't care if he wasn't an angel. The thing is, this wasn't even a murder. Hang on, let me take this down because JB is about to get real right now. This was a firing squad. This was an assassination. That's what this was. I don't care what nobody says. That's a firing squad that they did on that kid. And I say kid as somebody is damn near 40 myself. That was a kid. I have a tweet here from a comrade that was sharing some info on Twitter. And it gets even deeper. Shout out to Old Woman Seeking Justice on Twitter. This account is doing good things on the ground. And this person is at Grown Room says full body web camera in the murder of Jayland Walker. Unlike mass shooters, he was given no opportunities to surrender, no negotiations. Almost all the shots fired were after when he was on the ground. By the way, this is true. If you watch it, he's already on the ground and they keep shooting. They keep shooting. Then it says they staged a gun, ringing, clip casing, and no video of the traffic stop. Like I said, you have no video of the traffic stop. One of the things I want to point out is that they say it is not lost on me that the videos released by Akron Police Department, many of the cops' arms are blurred, so we can't see their tattoos. Comrade Ohio has been sounding the alarm about this for years. Any thoughts about this as well?
Oh yeah, I mean for sure. I mean there are pages and many posts where you can see that they have different types of races insignias, different races tattoos. I mean, right there. All.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's. I mean, it's nothing but disgusting. Like I don't know how to really any other words to describe it. Like they're paid to basically hunt us down, and it's. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this is one of the reasons why, as a, and here's the number to Akron Police if you want to flood their phone lines, if in case you want to flood their phone lines and just make their life a living hell. If you want to do that, then you can do that as well. But my thing is this is one of the reasons why I became an abolitionist. It's one of the reasons why I did. Because the thing is that they serve really no purpose but to protect the powerful. They're the only reason why they do what they do in our neighborhoods is just to keep us to a manageable level, so as not to disturb the ultra rich or to threaten their station. And because of that's why the police actually exist. Uh, you know, any thoughts on that as well?
I mean, I agree. I mean, I agree with you. I mean, they're overseers. I mean,
Yeah,
if
good
the
point.
people, if
Yes.
we, the fact of the matter is that those in control realize that if us at the bottom, if the people, if the common people, the everyday, the working people were to realize that basically all constraints, all lines of divisions,
Yes.
everything that we have, even I mean, realistically, even the monetary system is just a construct
Hmm.
to consume our time and get us to work for them. If
Yes.
we if we realize that we have the power, they know that they no longer will have it, and that it's fear. It's all fear based. Like
Yes.
it's the guilt and the fear that one day we will realize the way
Hmm.
that we have been manipulated, controlled, dehumanized, degraded, murdered, any and every day. If we ever
Yeah.
realize that and then turn around, you know what I'm saying? As they say, it's no fun when the rabbit has a gun. Like that's the issue. They fear the fact that one day they're going to realize it, and when they do, they're coming for us.
Yeah.
One day, possibly, our money may hold no value. Our status may hold no value. We
Yeah.
won't have this protective fence.
Hmm.
You know, and so of course, have police, have overseers, have weird ass lines of division,
Hmm.
uh, whether it be race, religion, sex, sexual preference, gender. I mean,
Hmm.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's all to divide and waste
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
So
Definitely. Absolutely. Just to harp on what's really going on, also, I would like to show this as well. You may have seen this already. I'm not exactly sure, but I want to show this. This is actually out of the Daily Mail because everybody knows about the Highland Park shooting. Well, it was revealed that the Highland Park shooter, who killed at least 6 and injured dozens in July 4th massacre, was known to law enforcement. They knew exactly who this kid was. So let me see. It says the rapper, he was a rapper. Weird. It says suspected of killing 6 people and wounding more than a dozen others during this massacre on July 4th was known to law enforcement. He me see, 6 people were killed and 24 were wounded. This is in Highland Park in Illinois. Highland Park, from what I'm finding out, is not the hood. It's not some poor area. It's actually a very nice area in Chicago. John Kemper, I know you're in Chicago. If you can confirm this, because I think that from what I'm hearing, Highland Park is actually really nice. Because and it actually talks about it here in this article. So it says Robert Crimo the third, who's 22 years old, he used the moniker Awake the Rapper, and he was the one who did the shooting in Highland Park, Illinois, yesterday, July 4th, at at an Independence Day parade while he was there. There's this ugly ass mug there. I'm gonna keep scrolling because I don't want to look at it. And by the way, he was also in a police chase. And I'm actually going to play that video too of the police chase and how it ended for him. Trust me, I can actually show this on YouTube and it won't trigger anybody because that's how peaceful it went. And rich kid has a net worth of $100,000, 22 years old and has a net worth of $100,000. Family lives in a over $400,000 house, outside in the suburbs of Chicago. So yeah. And let me show exactly. I have it here. The video footage of him being detained peacefully. Let me get that up. Here we go. Let me stop sharing and then let me share my screen really quick so you can see this. Oh yeah, John Kemper said it's very close to Wisconsin, but he says a very nice area. Okay, thank you so much, John. Okay, so I want you guys to see the disparity. Has someone got this out? Now you notice that they're speaking through the PA system and they're still away from the car. They didn't go up to it like that. Did you hear that? Do me a favor. I'll play it again real quick. He said, do me a favor, get on your knees. Yo, do me a really, bruh. He said, do me a favor, get on your knees.
Right. I mean, and this is just another example. Like, it is something about the fucking mythical fucking black body, like we just pose, like I don't get it. Like you would think we had horns and fucking fire breathing. Like what do they like? What the fuck do they think? Like it just It drives me crazy. Like he just killed 6 people, shot however many other, and do me a favor. Do me a
Do me a
favor.
favor. Do me a favor.
And yet they could literally execute a black man for what? A traffic violation? A traffic violation. This is a murder. Like it like I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah. Let me continue just for the last 40 seconds.
It's a shooter. Yeah.
Peacefully. Peacefully. You can't tell me that, every single time somebody goes, oh, well, you guys can't talk about defunding the police. What are they gonna do? When you need them, we need them every single time, and wherever we do, they never show up. And then even when we do need them, they'll look at people like us, and next thing you know, want to kill us, even though we're the ones who may need them at that point in time.
Right.
What's the point of what's the point of having them? Like, that's
I don't get how people don't get it. Like it make it like it like you read online and everybody's like, well, he shouldn't have ran. Like what? I mean, shit. What is I don't get it. Yeah,
Look,
no, it's a lot for me. I'm sorry. It's a lot.
We've seen many times where they didn't run, they still got shot and killed.
Exactly. Which is exactly why we run. How don't you get that? Well, I mean, like I've never heard or haven't heard in quite some time of any person of color who has an interaction with the police officer and doesn't have some sense of anxiety. Like the shit is a lot every time, anytime. Like it's always a lot because there's a chance that I fear you out of nowhere for whatever reason. Oh, I fear you, and now that's the end. So yes, shit. I mean, it makes no sense.
Yeah, and you got people who I can't tell you how many countless videos I've seen. And unfortunately, it's always white dudes that are threatening the police. They're armed with something, and then next thing you know, police treat them with kid gloves and are able to apprehend them without any incident. And yet they look at somebody with black skin, and then they automatically feel like, oh, this person's a danger. We have to kill them immediately. And I'm gonna let you guys know. Let me share my screen really quick. This guy also made a music video basically imitating a shooting inside of a school, right? Alluding to school shootings, right? And then on top of that, drew pictures of, him being massacred by police, while he's strapped and armed to the teeth. So you know how people go when they always do this with black people? Well, this person wasn't no angel. Well, I'm gonna do this to this kid. Okay? Bobby Crimo was no angel. All right? I'm gonna turn it around, because guess what? This pencil dick decided, yes, I'm gonna insult him. I'm gonna degrade to insult him, because you know what? He killed people. So guess what? He deserves it. So this dude decided to also post this weird ass video, post it up on his social media of him, throwing bullets on the ground while he's inside of a classroom, and draw some onerous pictures, of stuff like this, of like him doing mass shootings. Right? So you guys are gonna make, people are gonna be like, oh well, Jayland Walker was his own angel. Try to justify this dude, please, because one dude was stopped for a traffic violation and ran. This dude is literally giving signals of his instability.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Jaylee didn't even have a record. Like, I mean, no criminal record. So
none, no criminal record. His parents even said he hasn't even had a traffic stop before.
And I mean, coming from the friends and family, he is the least likely of anybody to even ride around with the gun, shoot a gun at police officers. I mean, so like it's none of it reads. None of it reads.
It doesn't. No, you're absolutely right. It doesn't. Let me show this as well, because this was a TikTok that was shared, and you might have seen this as well. But I think this is actually important to take a look at for people who are also curious about what's going on. Let me listen to this young lady talk about it as well. I'll meet you on the other side.
If you haven't seen my last video, you need to go back and watch it. This is Jayland Walker, 25-year-old black man from Akron, Ohio, who was shot 60 times by the Akron Police Department when they fired 90 rounds at him while he was running away and unarmed. I've been going through some of the chatter online, and there is a rumor. Repeat, this is a rumor. I have no confirmation if this is true. I will confirm once I do, though, and I will show you proof if it is true. Right now, there is a rumor that one of the officers texted his daughter that they did him wrong, as in Jayland. They did Jayland wrong. It is rumored that that text message has been leaked. I have not been able to find it. Like I said, this is a rumor right now. We don't know if this is true, but so far that's what I've discovered. The family is saying that Jayland has never had any encounter with the police. He's never even had so much as a parking ticket. It's been reported that there was a gun discovered in the vehicle, which just to remind you, Jayland ditched the vehicle. He was running away from officers when he was killed. So if that's the case, that the gun was found in the car and Jayland was away from the car, he was an unarmed man who was killed. But as I've already said, there is nothing short of a war zone that warrants 90 rounds being fired at any civilian ever. The family is protesting today, June 30th at 10 a.m. outside of the Akron Police Department. If you are local, we need you to show up. This family needs your support. And also, I forgot to mention that in regards to the firearm that was discovered in the vehicle, Ohio has a concealed carry law in place that just passed on June 13th, I think, that you do not have to have a permit to carry a concealed firearm. And considering that Jayland has never had any run-ins with police, we can assume that he was qualified to carry a concealed firearm. Please share this, duet this, stitch this.
Your thoughts?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she sums it up. I'm pretty familiar with Destiny, so me and her actually dialogue a bit at one of the protests the other night. And I mean, yeah, once again, I mean, it's just the same. It's the same shit. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
They fear us because we're black.
Mhm.
I mean, they go above and beyond anything imaginable as far as force goes,
Mhm.
and now they're trying to make it his fault. They're
Mhm.
trying to make it the victim's fault. They're trying to
Mhm.
place blame. But regardless, I just anything 90 shots is just it's unspeakable. Like it's just like there's nothing he could. I don't even think a war zone at a single person. If
Mhm.
if you have to shoot 90 bullets at a single person, like like we need to figure it out. Like
Mhm.
it's, I don't get it. Like nothing. I just don't get it. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Here's the juxtaposition. This is what um, this is what Bobby. What the hell is his name? Bobby. Uh, Bobby Crimo. I keep forgetting how to pronounce his name. Bobby Crimo. This is the juxtaposition of what Bobby Crimo did. This is going to sound disturbing, but there's no disturbing actual footage.
My God, what happened?
So you mean to tell me that one guy ran and he was shot 60 times, they did 90 rounds and they shot him 60 times, and yet the guy that caused this was taken away peacefully? Like, I want people to get the gravity of the situation. There were hundreds of people, hundreds there, with women and children. And this guy decides to go there and start shooting at people, right? And police apprehend him peacefully without incident. And yet, Jayland Walker just runs away from police and they riddle his bullets with 60, riddle his body with 60 bullets. And most of the bullets that was shot in him were when he was on the ground, already shot dead. So when I say defund the police, right, on the road to abolition, it's examples like this. That was a lynching that took place. I'm not sure. Are you familiar? I'm not sure if you're familiar with 10 Demands, but I'm going to show it right here, just so that you can see. And this is a website called 10 Demands for Justice. It's called The Road to Abolition. And you know, if you would like to, I can also send you this link as well. But this is a great resource, and it talks about all the demands that are necessary in order to work towards police abolition. Like for instance, the first one is defund the police and reallocate resources, and then demilitarize the police, and then so on and so forth. But
I would definitely appreciate that link.
yeah,
Definitely.
definitely. So it's just that's one of the reasons why I'm sick and tired of this. I mean, they solved 2% of crime. It's like if they only solved 2% of crime, then what the hell do we have them for? If I was on a plane and the pilot only successfully landed the plane 2% of the time, am I going to be safe? Feel safe going on that plane?
Right. Right.
I'm a disabled dialysis patient. If the surgeon that I had only had 2% of successful surgeries, would I go to that surgeon?
Right.
So I'm sure you're familiar exactly with the police in Akron, where there's a lot of history of racism there, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's always. I mean, when you have white cops that don't live in the neighborhood, live in the area, I
True.
mean, there's never going to be any type of relationship there. They have no real concern for the people, especially not black people. I mean, it's just a job. And then for clearly some of them who it is a mission,
Yeah.
you know, as a racist, you know, you can see by the tattoos and the culture. I mean, it just becomes a game on how to, like, you know, how to degrade, or
Yeah.
you know, what can I do to a black person today? It basically becomes a game for some. I mean, and not to say that every single one is going to treat you that way, but when you're in a system that is ran by I mean, you become a part of it regardless. Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely, most definitely.
Definitely. This is a tough story, and I and people ask, they said they want justice, and the thing is that the just thing would have been that Jayland is still alive.
For sure, for sure.
The truly just thing would be to, to tear down the system itself. Because the thing is that and everybody goes, the old phrase goes, there was a few bad apples. There's a few bad apples, but my thing is, it's like, okay, um, finish the phrase, finish it. A few bad apples do what? They
Cool. Go ahead,
spoil. They spoil the whole bunch, meaning that the entire department, the entire apparatus, the entire institution of police is spoiled. So therefore, what does that mean? That means it has to be thrown out.
No good cops in a racist system.
Thank you. Thank you. Damn, I'm glad I had you on. But yeah, the thing is that that's the point. And the thing is that you can have somebody who has good intentions, who wants to go into that system, but as we see, once you get into it, it's like going in with all white clothes, and then you start to play in the mud with pigs.
Exactly.
Guess what?
Exactly.
You're going to get dirty. And so, the whole thing about, oh, we need cops. No. The rich need cops.
I mean, shit. Their laws says silence equals consent. And I mean, shit. But nobody's standing up. Nobody's saying anything. Nobody's naming the cops. Nobody's turning in their badge. So like, everybody is a part of it. All of them. Like
I mean, that goes from the judges to the DAs to attorney generals, down to the cops. It goes throughout all of them. The entire criminal justice system. So yeah, I mean, I didn't want to take too much of your time, but I'm glad that you were able to join me to give me a little bit more on the ground, synopsis of what's going on there. Because truth be told, man, I mean, like, I'm in Florida. I know, I'm in Florida, but you saw your face. You were like, yeah, I know. But I see it. I live in an area that I have the Orange County Sheriff's Office always in my neighborhood, so I know what it feels like. And I've had family members that are that were victims of the criminal justice system too. So I just want to thank you for being vigilant and brave and, pushing, for actual true justice in your area, in Ohio, because I mean, people need to see that, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you, and we all appreciate you. My community appreciates the fact that you are giving us a voice and trying to shine light on the situation and just getting the situation out there more, because we need as much attention as possible. We need as much empathy as possible. We need as many bodies as possible.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you so much. And also, please let the audience know what resources that you can have that they can look up to help you guys out there. Where can they find you, or where could they, offer any assistance at all, so that they know, what to do if they can help you in your city.
Serve the People Akron on, I'm pretty sure, all social medias. We also have, I believe it's money sign Akron Bail Fund, set up for protesters, that are inevitably going to be at some point before this whole situation is over. I'm sure many people will end up locked up again. So, I mean, that's really it. Serve people, and that way you can get a lot more information on the org and what we're trying to do in the city.
Okay.
And yeah.
So I'm sharing right now, Serve the People Akron, and on their Twitter, in the chat, so you guys can have that resource. And also, I'm gonna share it on my screen too, because the thing is that they're doing the work out there. If you guys can donate to like their Cash App, or if they have PayPal or Venmo or something like that, please make sure to do that too, because they're really doing the work out there. And like I said, when it comes to my channel, I'm always going to make sure to highlight any type of activist that is trying to get justice, true justice for people, because I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I know you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And yeah, so here he goes. It's at STP Akron. So, there you go. And they also have, the link to their bail funds. So it's $Akron Bail Fund. So just in case, there's some people who are trying to, do protests, but then, the police, or as the Black Panthers adequately call them, the pigs, try to take you and put you in prison, then you have the resource to be able to get our people bailed out. So yeah.
Yeah, no, we appreciate any and everything. We appreciate just the consideration, the attention. So yeah, thank you. I mean, the work's gonna proceed regardless. Before I did go, I did want to let you know the list of demands that there's another organization called Freedom Block in Akron came up with the family that we work with quite a bit. List of demands. The first one is going to be the immediate unpaid administrative leave of all officers involved. Number 2 is going to be that they all 8 are immediately fired. Number 3 is immediately prosecute all 8 officers. Number 4, is stop using armed state militia for traffic stops and safe automobile check number 5 is dashboard cams for all cars in that took place in the situation. And number 6, I'm sorry, I can't read right now, but number 7 is going to be the end all police chases. So yeah, those were from the family. So yeah, that's just what we're looking for right now.
Yes. Hang on, just it is.
And I'm actually certain I'm reading this from my own chicken scratch because I didn't want to pull up the page, but I know that the list of demands is also listed on all the social medias as well. I know we have it there. So yeah.
Okay, can you repeat the name of the website to me again, please?
It's gonna the list of demands should be on the STP page as
Oh,
well.
okay.
If they're not there, I'm sure they'll be posted in a couple minutes. Um, so yeah, if they're not up there right now, I'll make sure like as soon as I'm done with this that they are posted there.
Okay.
So yeah.
Mhm. Sounds very good. I appreciate it. And thank you for coming on. My channel's small, but I try to get the information out there as I possibly can.
We appreciate the work. I'm sure all involved appreciate the work, all the people. I mean, anybody that's trying to give a voice to the people, we appreciate you.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Thank you so much, man. And look, love and solidarity to all y'all out there. Please keep me posted. You have my number now, and so I actually want to have you back on so we can have an update on what's going on out there too. So if that'd be cool to have you back on.
All right, that works. Thank you very much.
All right, man. Thank you so much. You have a great
All
day.
power to the people.
Power
You
to
are
the people, man. All right, brother. Wow. Okay. I appreciate him for coming on the stream. That was deeply necessary and it was deeply important. And whew, if you're still watching, man, thank you. But yes, what's going on with the police and what they've done to people like him? And I'm gonna say this too. This is a problem that especially hurts us as black people, but it also hurts you as a poor person too. So anybody, especially that's poor and white, this is also your fight too. Because remember, as they do to us, they will do to you. Because once they run out of, black people to, put into their prisons or to put, their foot on the boot of, guess who they're coming after next? So I think it would behoove you to stand with us in this fight. I mean, even just numbers wise, there are more of y'all than there are of us. So stand with us. Because the thing is that these are basically the muscle, the goons of the ultra rich. That's who they are. They do not care about you. They do not even have a constitutional obligation to protect you. What does that say? What does that say if they don't have a constitutional obligation to protect you? That means you are subject to them either not standing, in the way of danger for you, or they are the danger that you need to be protected from. So, real talk. Like, so many people, I may get people who are in this chat or who may come in my comments on the rewatch and be like, well, no, we can't defund the police because we need the police. No, we don't. Because the thing is that if we needed them, then that means they had a constitutional duty to protect us. They don't. If that being the case, then that means that we don't need them. Yes, optimism of the will. You're absolutely right. Says black people are visible targets and thus so disproportionately victims. But this is a class war. Yes, and for us black people, class and race come and intersect and intertwine. But yes, it is both a race and class thing, especially for those of us who are black. And what pisses me off the most is that you got so many people, including in the Democratic Party, that will sit there and go, well, we just need to fund them more. They need more training. They have billions. They have billions of dollars. They have more money than than many countries' military budgets. What more do they need? It is not a funding issue. It is a systemic issue. And that's the problem. And people don't get it. Is that if the system is rotten, that means you have to throw it out. Hobo Rody says they act as though they have a fiduciary obligation to property regardless of circumstance. You know, it's just a point where we need to start looking at this from an aspect of they're going to destroy us all before it's all done. That's what they're going to do. Every single time there's a new law that's created that rolls back whatever freedoms that we did have, who are the people who are going to be enforcing that? Like, for instance, here in Florida, Ron DeSantis is making it illegal to protest. Who's going to enforce that? Roe v. Wade was pulled back. So guess what? If you get an abortion illegally, quote unquote, who's going to enforce that? The crazy part is there's so many unjust laws and orders that are being commanded, and yet they don't disobey those unjust laws. They don't say, no, we will not follow them. If they did, Jayland Walker would still be alive. Okay, so I'm putting in the chat the link for the body cam video. I'm warning you all again. This is a trigger warning. I'm not going to play it, but it is graphic and it is intense. So just let you guys know that this is the body cam video of Jayland Walker of when they murdered him. You know, so that's just, something that that's just something that needs to be, I mean, if you can stomach watching it, then okay, but hopefully it still retains your sense of outrage so that, you'll be wanting to advocate for, the reallocation of funds to disadvantaged communities. But even if Jayland Walker came from a really, wealthy neighborhood, nice community, it doesn't matter. He still would have been murdered. But the thing is that we need to reduce and eliminate these amounts of police and completely get rid of this. It's not even a public safety. It's a rich safety system. That's what it is. It's not for the public. It's really for the super rich. So therefore, we actually need to institute a true public safety system, not what we have today. So that's what happened in Ohio. And then also what happened in Highland Park. But there was another shooting also yesterday. I'm going to show you guys that right now. And as far as the shooting goes, the other shooting that happened, I do not know where. I don't know. I don't know if they actually. I don't think they got a suspect yet, but it is. This country is way too violent, man. This country is so violent. Now I know where. It's just I don't know if they got, the. I don't know if they got the apprehended the person who was a shooter, but this was in Philly, where my family's from. During a 4th of July celebration. So, see you guys on the other side. Oh wait. Okay, hang on. This is all the people running from the shooting. This wasn't Philly. So it wasn't just in this wasn't just in places like Illinois. It also happened in Philly. Now, here's something else that I want to show you. Now, I could be wrong. But I think this was last night in Philly too. And I'm going to show you this too. And you guys are going to be like, what? Watch. All right. So stop sharing. Let me see. Make sure that I have the sound on because sound needs to be on for this one. All right. I'll see you guys on the other side.
Yo, what the fuck? Oh, shit! Yo, fuck him up! These niggas start hopping out the back of the truck.
Back of the truck? Wait, what does this look like? Hang on. Could we go back to, khaki shorts? I'm sorry, khaki pants, all the same blue shirts, hats, glasses, and their face covered? Where do we remember this from? Where did this happen? Hang on. Let's take a look at this again. Let's go back. Hang on.
Oh, shit! Yo, fuck him up! These niggas start hopping out the back of the truck. Yo, fuck them niggas up! They trying to escape! He's that bitch! These niggas got smokes coming out the trucks and shit. This shit like a Call of Duty campaign.
So hang on. Where do we see this from, chat? Where did we see this? And guess what? This was in Philly last night. Philly. Same time that shooting happened last night. This is in Philly. Patriot Front. Remember them? In a rental truck. Coming out the back of a rental truck, just like they did in Idaho, when they were trying to go to a gay pride rally, a gay pride parade. Actually, no, it was a U-Haul, Nick. It was a U-Haul that they came out of when they were in Idaho. Now it's a Penske truck. So now you have white supremacists that are coming out of here. Some may be FBI. Who knows? We know that they have a lot of white supremacists in the FBI. Allegedly. And yet, you have Pencil Neck that decided to shoot, and kill 6 people and wound over 20 people in Illinois. You have these dickless turds that decided to come out of the back of a Penske truck in Philadelphia to try to do some white supremacist terrorism. And yet, one black man decides to run for his life unarmed, and they put 60 bullets in his body. Can somebody please tell me where it, and I'm not saying that I want, people to get, riddled with bullets like he did. No, what I'm saying is the same kid gloves that they show these white supremacists, they don't show it to the black people, especially people like Jayland Walker. They didn't show it to him. They didn't give him any deference. This shows that our country, the system, is built for white supremacy. By the way, they were also in Boston recently. Really, Boston Herald? You're not going to allow me to show it? God, I can't stand this. I can't stand these damn paywalls. Holy shit, these sites are getting on my goddamn nerves. And then I have ad block on. They're like, can you please disable your ad block? No, I'm not disabling my ad block. I have it on for a reason. gosh, these sites, I tell you. We get our money from ads. I don't give a shit. All right, let's go to Twitter. Because these websites be doing the most. Tired of them. All right, so let me stop sharing my screen really quick so you guys can see this. Because these motherfuckers just... All right. So, here you go. So this is Patriot Front. So this is Patriot Front. Typically, they all wear what looks like boots, right? Khaki pants, this navy blue shirt. They have their faces completely covered all the way up to the top of their head, so you cannot even see their hair color. So you can't see if they're a redhead. You can't see if they're brunette. You can't see if they're blonde. You can't see none of that. They all wear glasses, shades, so you can't see their eye color. And they all wear hats. And they all look uniform, right? And so, and they talk about reclaiming the country. A country that was never theirs. A country that was stolen on land that was never theirs in the first place. So basically, that's who Patriot Front is. And so let me stop sharing this so you guys can see what happened a couple weeks back. I'm not even gonna take the sound off, whatever. But Patriot Front was detained by police in Idaho because they were detained in Idaho because they were going to try to harass LGBTQ people at a pride march. So, with that being said, that's who they are, right? So, yeah, that's what has been going on. So, that happened in Philly. You had Patriot Front out there in Philly that were going to try to harass people. Then, on top of that, you had a shooting in Philly during the July 4th celebration. Then, also that same day, which was yesterday, during the July 4th parade, you had another, guy who decided to shoot into a crowd. And just to let y'all know, most of that crowd, if from what I did not see not one black person in the crowd in Highland Park. And that's going to get a lot more news because guess what? There was barely any black people. So it's going to get more news. Yeah. But Jayland Walker? Nah. They're going to whisper about that one because they don't really want you to know exactly what's going on. especially with the police being white supremacists. Truth be told, they are really the biggest threat to the population of this nation. Especially since we are growing. It's ridiculous because I'm at a point right now where, I'm just like for instance, my congressperson is a cop. My congressperson is a cop. She's the former chief of police for the Orlando Police Department. The mayor of my county where I live is her husband, and he's the former sheriff of Orange County Sheriff's Department. Where I live is being run by cops. So, yeah. Also, while we're at it, I'm going to share something really quick. Because I have a platform, and yes, I am privileged to have that. Thank you so very much. I'm going to show something really quick. Because some people I'm going to use more nicer language. I'm not going to cuss as much because it's not because I'm self-censoring because I'm being forced to, but I'm more self-censoring for the simple fact that I want people to be able to watch my videos even around the little ears. See what I mean? So that I have more, I'm more suitable to hear around anyone. But I'm not going to change my message. I'm just going to, instead of saying, the 4-letter words as often, I'm going to try to purse myself from saying that. But anyways, these jokers, they decided to hang on. Get rid of this. Okay. They decided to comment on something that I said. And screenshots are forever, y'all. But there's points where I feel like, is this nation worth saving? Sometimes I feel like I don't. And it's people like this. I said in a tweet, I said, quote, restore the soul of America. So I'm replying to the president who's talking about the goodness of America. I said, there's no goodness to celebrate on stolen land with stolen people who never receive restitution for the evils it caused. This guy, Dustin Zilbauer, said, shut the fuck up with that reparations crap and be thankful you live in America, the land of the free, home of the brave. 3 flag emojis and the Statue of Liberty. Dustin Zilbauer, you a clown, man. Who's next? James West. I guess I'm an idiot now because I don't like to stand for people, actually having true justice in the world. So I guess I'm an idiot. This person, calls himself Biden the perv, most likely a right winger, but yeah, says go away, idiot. Pretty to the point, pretty straight to the point, right? I can respect that to the point part though. Then you also have this person, Church Mouse. A lot of these people don't ever want to show their face, but whatever. This person says, you're free to return wherever you think you were stolen from because hell will freeze over before this American, basically almost as if they're pointing to himself, this American who has never owned a slave pays a black person who has never been a slave a dime. Grow up, get a job, and make a difference. And yet, this is the same type of person that will be okay with receiving an inheritance from, anybody who's rich that may be related to them. Who built this country? Oh, shouldn't we get an inheritance? I think we should. So guess what? All right, church mouse, afraid to show your face. Okay, and then Henry said we stole the wrong race. Just some people who said some people who decided because they have anonymity, they can say whatever they want and be awful, disgusting human beings, even when somebody talks about the injustices and the transgressions of this nation. They feel that they can just wave it away. They can just wave it away and say, shut up, you're stupid, you're an idiot. Even though they know the history, it's been brought to their attention, and they don't want to do anything about it. Right? And yet they have these opinions, and they're too afraid to show their face. Meanwhile, you see my face everywhere. I'm not afraid to show it, and I'm not afraid to say that, number one, give the land back to the indigenous. Go ahead, give it back, including give Hawaii back to the Hawaiians, give Puerto Rico back to the Puerto Ricans, give the Virgin Islands back to the people of the Virgin Islands. Give it all back. Give it back. Also, give reparations to anybody who is a victim of slavery as well as imperialism in this country. Pay them back for the restitution that they are owed. And I'm willing to say that with my face showing. And guess what? I got the cojones to do it. I have the guts to do that. You got these people talking about, oh, well, go back to wherever you came from. Anonymously. Because they know if somebody actually knew who they were, and then they showed them, and then they found out who they were, well, then guess what? They get read out. Because they're afraid of being canceled. Because they can't stand by what they say. If you feel so strongly on it, boom, put it up. Put your face up. Put your real name. What's your real name? Hang on. Boom, boom. What's your real name, huh? Stand by your convictions. Do you honestly? Go ahead. Call me a nigger. Go ahead. Say it to my face. Come on. Go ahead. Tell me. Because that's what you really want to do. And it's not just conservatives, it's liberals too. Go ahead. Stand by your convictions. Stand by the convictions of the founding fathers. Go ahead. Here's the thing. You got so many people who some people, they stand by their convictions so much that they're willing to shoot people in a church, in a parking, and at a grocery store, in a school. Some of your buddies have so much conviction, they're willing to do it there too. Some of them are willing to put their bodies on the line by putting on khakis and navy blue shirts. But they don't have the guts to actually show their faces because, well, they got to cover up their face and cover up their eye. They don't even want you to see their eye color. They make sure not one strand of hair is showing so you don't know their hair color. Yeah. They're just like their daddies, wearing the hoods and riding on horses. Even when the country and even when the system favors them, they're still afraid to show who they really are. I can't wait till we have a revolution in this country to truly make the country what it should be, what the people actually want it to be. Yeah, because you know why Evolve NYC? Because some of them are the upper echelons of our government. And some of them did the same shit that Jeffrey Epstein did. But they don't want y'all to know that. A lot of them are in gangs. Yep. Look at the Los Angeles. They have police street gangs in Los Angeles and in Chicago. Yeah. So yeah. But this is one of the reasons why I say 10 demands, baby. Let's get it. Share it, widely. Let people know. Because we're actually for true public safety. Right? Let's make it happen. Yep. Shout out to people like Awkward and Zoya and Nick, my my RBN comrade. Yeah. Shout out to them and all the people who helped create 10 demands for justice. Because we really need justice in this country. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I got to get ready to get on RBN because we got an RBN live, and most likely we're going to be talking about this too. Oh, by the way, before I let y'all go, I wanted to show y'all this really quick. This was about the Highland Park shooter, and this almost slipped my mind. I am like, y'all, this is crazy. Let me show you something. Let me show y'all something. This is ridiculous. This, by the way, his dad ran for mayor. That's how much he got it. Bobby Crimo, whatever his name is, right? This dude, the shooter, has an IMDb page. He has a net worth of $100,000, 22 years old, a net worth of $100,000, and also has an IMDb page. Can y'all believe that? Dude got an IMDb page. He got money. and he decided to massacre people, even though his life seems pretty good. Crimo has 2 siblings, and then they have a comfortable $425,000 home in Highwood. I don't know where Highwood is because I've never been out in Illinois, but it says the family lives along Pleasant Avenue in Highwood, just north of Highland Park. Yeah. I don't have an IMDb page. In the IMDb page, it says the subject describes himself as a rapper, singer, songwriter, actor, and director from Chicago. So yeah, that was also something I wanted to show, but it almost slipped my mind. Yes, creative experiments. Absolutely. We are in a sick reality. I actually hate this timeline, and I can't wait till it's something, comes about where it actually clears it up. So, yes. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Kay, for coming on earlier to actually talk about what's going on in Ohio. And thank you to all the people who directed me to him. I appreciate you guys doing that. For me, especially, my lovely comrades, Comrade Misty, and also Comrade Ohio. Thank you so much for directing me to him. But yeah, you guys, stay tuned for RBN Live. That's going to be coming on in about 15 minutes. I'll be on there. And just to let you guys know, I'm going to continue towards the end of this week with my reading of Michael Parenti's book, Dirty Truths by Michael Parenti. I'm going to continue that as well. We're going to be doing chapter 1, part 6. And then also I'm going to continue my reading exclusively on Rockfin of the reading of Blood in My Eye by George Jackson. So I'm going to continue the reading of that as well. Please make sure, if you guys haven't liked the stream, please make sure to give me a like. It also helps me out with the algorithm. And also, if you guys can click the link bell and subscribe if you're not subscribed, if you're new, please. And thank you. Thank you once again to the patrons on Patreon as well as the patrons on Coffee. And thank you to everyone who's watching on YouTube, Twitch, and Rockfin. I am deeply grateful and humbled by your support. Thank you so much to everyone. I want to let you all know that please continue to water your plants, water yourselves, defund the police and abolish them, leave the world better than you found it, smoke them if you got them, forehead kisses, forehead kisses, forehead kisses on each and every one of you, forehead kisses and forehead kisses. I love you.